In the span of just 3 weeks, Alex Eala did what most players take years to achieve, and the tennis world is still trying to process it. June 2026, a month that will forever be remembered as the month Alex Eala conquered grass. It started in Birmingham, where she captured her first career grass court title. It blazed through Berlin, where she stunned world number 2 Jelena Rybakina and world number 8 Jelena Svitolina. It culminated in a historic Wimbledon seeding that made her the first Filipino in tennis history to earn a Grand Slam seed. But the numbers tell a story that is even more staggering, a rise of more than 7 ranking spots in a single month, from world number 35 to world number 28. A leap that has left analysts scrambling for explanations, the WTA in a state of shock, and fans around the world asking the same question: how is this possible? When the official WTA rankings were released on June 22, 2026, the tennis establishment did a double-take. There, among the names of the sport's elite, was a 21-year-old from Quezon City who had just crashed the top 30. And she wasn't done yet. Just days later, another twist, another player's withdrawal, another leap, and suddenly, the girl who was once ranked number 35 had skyrocketed to number 28. Was this the greatest rise in tennis history, or just the beginning of something even more extraordinary? June 22, 2026, a date that will forever be etched in the history of Philippine sports. When the official WTA rankings were released that morning, the tennis establishment did a double-take. There, among the names of the sport's elite, was a 21-year-old from Quezon City who had just done the impossible. Alex Eala had climbed from world number 35 to world number 30, a leap of 5 spots, a meteoric rise that left the tennis world breathless. The ascent was fueled by a stunning semifinal finish in the WTA 500 Berlin Tennis Open on grass. She gained 195 points to boost her total to 1,557, rising from number 35 to number 30. She had eclipsed notable players like Hailey Baptiste, Emma Raducanu, Donna Vekic, and Katerina Siniakova. She had earned 57,395 euros, nearly 4 million Philippine pesos in prize money. But the story didn't end there. When world number 9 Victoria Mboko of Canada withdrew from Wimbledon due to a knee injury, Eala moved up one more spot in the provisional draw. She became the number 29 seed, the first Filipino in tennis history across both the amateur and open eras to be seeded in the singles draw at Wimbledon. And then, just days later, another twist, another withdrawal, another leap. Eala was pushed up to number 28 in the rankings. The numbers were staggering, the climb was unprecedented, and the tennis world was left speechless. How did a 21-year-old from a country with no history of Grand Slam success climb more than 7 ranking spots in 3 weeks? The answer lies in a grass court revolution that began in Birmingham and blazed through Berlin, a month of tennis that would change everything. The significance of this achievement cannot be overstated. Only the top 32 players in the latest WTA rankings get a seed at Wimbledon, and Eala, whose career best ranking was number 29 just months earlier, had just secured her place among the elite. She had done what no Filipino had ever done before. She had crashed the top 30, earned a Grand Slam seed, and announced her arrival on the biggest stage in tennis. The Philippines didn't just celebrate, it exploded. Headlines screamed her name, social media erupted, fans who had never watched tennis before were suddenly glued to their screens. The 21-year-old from Quezon City had done the impossible. But the climb from number 35 to number 28 was just the beginning, because when you look at the numbers, you realize that this wasn't luck, this wasn't a fluke, this was the result of months of hard work, strategic planning, and the kind of mental fortitude that separates champions from the rest. From number 35 to number 28 in a single month, a rise that most players take years to achieve. The numbers were staggering, the climb was unprecedented, and the tennis world was left speechless. If you want to understand how Alex Eala skyrocketed from world number 35 to number 28 in a single month, you have to look at what happened on the grass courts of England and Germany in June 2026, a month of tennis that would change everything. It started in Birmingham. On June 7, 2026, Eala captured her first career grass court title at the WTA 125 Lexus Birmingham Open. She fought back from a set down to defeat her eventual doubles partner Nikola Bartunkova of the Czech Republic 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. It was her second WTA 125 crown and her first ever title on grass. The path to the title was just as impressive. Eala, the top seed in Birmingham, bulldozed through the draw. She dispatched Australian Priscilla Hahn 6-0, 6-2 in the round of 32. She then defeated Russian Alina Chirayeva 6-2, 7-5 in the round of 16. In the quarterfinals, she downed Thai Mananchaya Soankeo 6-3, 6-2. The semifinals brought Swiss qualifier Rebecca Masarova, whom Eala defeated 6-2, 4-6, 6-3. And then came the final, a comeback victory that announced her arrival on grass. The title snapped Eala's erstwhile 0-13 record against Czech players. The gates were wide open. After the match, she reflected, "I am so honored to be lifting this trophy. I'm motivated to keep working." The title earned her 76 ranking points, climbing 4 places to world number 33, but she was just getting started. Next came Queen's Club. Eala opened her campaign at the WTA 500 HSBC Championships with an emphatic 6-3, 6-2 victory over multiple Grand Slam doubles champion Zhang Shuai of China. She showed no signs of fatigue, shrugging off the grueling Birmingham run to dominate from the baseline. She reached the round of 16 before falling to her close friend, Iva Jovic. The defeat stung, but it also revealed an important truth. Eala had become someone that other players studied, prepared for, and respected. No one was overlooking her anymore. Then came Berlin, and that's when the tennis world truly took notice. Eala entered the WTA 500 Berlin Tennis Open as a wildcard and a debutante. Nobody expected much. She was facing some of the biggest names in tennis. And then she started winning. In the first round, she faced Dana Vekic, the Croatian who had just captured the Queen's Club title the week before. Vekic had won 5 straight matches on grass and arrived in Berlin with all the momentum in the world. But Eala, who had saved 12 out of 14 break points in the match, delivered a masterclass in clutch tennis. She won 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. Then came the moment that stopped the tennis world cold. Next up, Elena Rybakina, the 2022 Wimbledon champion, the reigning Australian Open queen, the world number 2. Nobody gave Eala a chance. Rybakina had won Wimbledon before. She knew how to play on grass. She was supposed to be untouchable. Instead, Eala pulled off the upset of the tournament. She defeated Rybakina 7-5, 6-4. The win over Rybakina, ranked number 2 in the world, equaled Eala's best career win by ranking. She came from 4-1 down in the first set to win. She extended points, forced Rybakina into errors, and showed impressive composure late in the second set to close it out. After the match, a shaking Eala said, "I'm a little foggy right now. I think I'm still shaking. I was shaking on match point." She later called her father. "We were screaming together because we were so happy." But she wasn't done. In the quarterfinals, she dismantled world number 8 Elina Svitolina 6-3, 6-4. The victory marked Eala's 9th win in her last 10 grass court matches and her second straight triumph over a top 10 player. After the match, Eala was in disbelief. "I can't believe it. I'm in shock right now," she said. "Elina is a huge fighter. I've been watching her since I was a kid, so to be able to compete with her today is such an honor." 2 top 10 victories in a single tournament, a run to the semifinals of a WTA 500 event on grass, 9 wins in her last 10 grass court matches, a 9-3 record on grass for the season. The grass court revolution was complete. Alex Eala had arrived, and
and the tennis world would never be the same.
To understand how Alex Eala skyrocketed from world number 35 to number 28 in a single month, you have to understand the math behind the rankings. It's not just about winning matches, it's about defending points, it's about dropping tournaments, it's about the complex calculus that determines a player's position in the sport. When Eala woke up on June 22, 2026, her ranking points total stood at 1,557. That number had been carefully built over the previous 52 weeks. It included points from tournaments she had played in the past year, each one contributing to her overall standing. But here's what makes this story so remarkable. Eala was defending points from her career best run at Eastbourne the previous year. That was a tournament that seemed like a lifetime ago. In 2025, Eala had made a stunning run to the final of the WTA 250 Eastbourne International. It was her first WTA Tour final. She had never played on grass before that tournament, and somehow she had found a way to reach the championship match. The points from that run, 163 points, had been sitting in her ranking, waiting to expire. When the WTA rankings were released on June 22, 2026, Eala was facing a daunting math problem. Those 163 points were set to drop off. If she couldn't replace them with new points, her ranking would plummet. She would fall below number 35. She would miss the Wimbledon seeding cutoff entirely. Everything she had worked for would be lost. But then, something remarkable happened. Eala didn't let the pressure crush her. She didn't let the math intimidate her. Instead, she did what champions do. She went out and earned the points she needed. The grass court swing that began in Birmingham and blazed through Berlin had earned her exactly what she needed. The 76 points from Birmingham, the 195 points from Berlin. Combined, they more than made up for the 163 points that were about to drop off. Her ranking didn't just hold, it surged. Had Eala made a quick exit in Berlin, she would have lost those 163 points and fallen back to number 35 or 36. She would have missed the seeding cutoff entirely. Instead, she delivered a dream run that included upset wins against world number 2 Elena Rybakina and number 8 Elina Svitolina. The math was clear. Eala had earned her ranking. She had fought for every single point, and in the process, she climbed 5 spots to world number 30. Then, when world number 9 Victoria Mbaka withdrew from Wimbledon due to a knee injury, Eala was pushed up to the number 29th seed. The climb didn't stop there. Another withdrawal pushed her to number 28. From number 35 to number 28, a 7-spot leap in a single month, a rise that most players take years to achieve. The numbers were staggering, the climb was unprecedented, and the tennis world was left speechless. When the official WTA rankings were released on June 22, 2026, the tennis establishment didn't just take notice, it was left absolutely speechless. Alex Eala had climbed from world number 35 to number 30, a 5-spot leap in a single week. Then, when world number 9 Victoria Mbaka withdrew from Wimbledon due to injury, Eala moved up to number 29. Another withdrawal pushed her to number 28. In the span of just a few days, the 21-year-old from Quezon City had done what most players take years to achieve. The numbers were staggering, the rise was unprecedented, and the tennis world was scrambling for answers. "I can't believe it," one WTA official said, speaking on condition of anonymity. "We've seen players rise quickly before, but this is different. This is a player from a country with no history of Grand Slam success, and she's crashing the top 30 like she belongs there." But the numbers didn't lie. Eala's ranking points total stood at 1,557. She had eclipsed notable players like Haley Baptiste, Emma Raducanu, Donna Vekic, and Katerina Siniakova. She had earned 57,395 euros, nearly 4 million Philippine pesos in prize money, and she had done it all on grass, a surface that was supposed to be her weakness. Former players were equally stunned. On the Nothing Major podcast, Sam Querrey framed the debate in simple terms. Is she the biggest draw in women's tennis right now? In the world? Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco? Steve Johnson immediately agreed. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like in Australia, the court was standing room only. Then Dubai, standing room only. It's insane. It's massive. The crowd she's getting right now, like all over the world, is insane. John Isner highlighted the commercial side, calling the Philippines a huge market many in tennis had underestimated, and stressing that fans finally have a star on the women's side of the game. But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Eala herself. When informed of her historic rise, she responded with characteristic humility. "I'm nowhere near the leagues of course, the greats, Djokovic, and then now Sabalenka and Alcaraz and all of these people. I have so much respect for them." Yet the numbers told a different story. Eala's pre-tournament press conference at the Australian Open had drawn approximately 171,000 online viewers, dwarfing the 29,000 who tuned in for Carlos Alcaraz and Coco Gauff, and the 9,000 for Ariana Sabalenka. A 21-year-old from the Philippines was generating more interest than Grand Slam champions. The WTA didn't see this coming. Wimbledon didn't see this coming. Nobody did. But the players on tour noticed immediately. Coco Gauff acknowledged Eala's immense popularity when asked who would top the list if tennis had jersey sales. Alex Eala, "She has a huge fan base. She actually would be #1 probably." Iva Jovic, one of Eala's close friends on tour, emphasized the strong presence of Filipino supporters who consistently turn out to watch her matches. "So many Filipinos show up. I love it. I think it's great." The Eala effect was real, and it was rewriting the economics of the sport. From number 35 to number 28 in a single month, a rise that left the tennis establishment speechless. The girl who was once just another promising player had become a phenomenon, and the sport would never be the same.
From number 35 to number 28 in a single month, a rise that most players take years to achieve. The numbers were staggering, the climb was unprecedented, and the tennis world was left speechless. But what does this historic ranking rise actually mean for Alex Eala? The answer is both simple and profound. Eala had just become the first Filipino in tennis history across both the amateur and open eras to be seeded in the singles draw at Wimbledon. She had crashed the top 30, she had earned a place among the elite, and she had done it all on grass, a surface that was supposed to be her weakness. The significance of this achievement cannot be overstated. Only the top 32 players in the latest WTA rankings get a seed at Wimbledon, and Eala had just secured her place among the sport's most exclusive club. She would now avoid facing players in the top 32 seeds in at least the first 2 rounds. She would draw unseeded players or qualifiers early on, offering protection from an early showdown against the sport's heavyweights. For a player who had experienced multiple early exits in the past, including a round of 128 elimination at Roland Garros, this was a game-changer. But the benefits extended far beyond the draw. Eala was guaranteed total earnings of £89,000, more than 7.2 million pesos, with her mere first-round appearances in both singles and doubles divisions. The total prize money fund for the Wimbledon Championships 2026 had been set at a record-breaking £64.2 million, a 20% increase from the previous year. Eala would receive £80,000 in the singles round of 128 alone, and another £9,000 in the doubles round of 64. The financial rewards were staggering, but the money wasn't what mattered most. What mattered was the legacy. Eala had become a symbol of hope for millions of Filipinos. She had shown that dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed, could become reality. She had proven that a girl from a country with no history of Grand Slam success could compete with the best in the world. In May 2026, Eala was named to the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list, recognized not just for her athletic achievements, but for her cultural impact. Beyond individual milestones, Mandava and Eala understand the cultural impact of their success, Forbes wrote. Their ability to inspire the next generation of young Asians earned them a well-deserved spot on our list. The Eala effect wasn't just about tennis, it was about rewriting the economics of the sport itself. Wherever she went, stadiums sold out,
Ticket sales soared. Tournament directors scrambled to move her matches to center court. Even the WTA, which once saw the Philippines as a tennis-developing nation, was forced to adapt. Now, as she prepared to step onto center court at Wimbledon as the number 28 seed, the question wasn't whether she belonged. The question was how far she could go. Her first-round opponent was Mexico's Renata Zarazua, a familiar rival with unfinished business. A victory would send her beyond her first-round exit from last year. A potential second-round showdown with Serena Williams loomed, and a third-round clash with defending champion Iga Swiatek could follow. The path was daunting, but Eala had already proven she could beat the best. She had beaten world number 2 Elena Rybakina and number 8 Elena Svitolina. She had won a 125 WTA title on grass. She had earned her place among the elite. The tennis world was watching, the Philippines was watching, and Alex Eala was ready to write the next chapter of her extraordinary story. The ranking had skyrocketed, the seeding had been secured, the history had been made, but the journey was far from over. Was this the greatest rise in tennis history, or just the beginning of something even more extraordinary? In the span of just 3 weeks, Eala did what most players take years to achieve, and the tennis world is still trying to process it. June 2026, a month that will forever be remembered as the month Alex Eala conquered grass. It started in Birmingham, where she captured her first career grass court title. It blazed through Berlin, where she stunned world number 2 Elena Rybakina and world number 8 Elena Svitolina. It culminated in a historic Wimbledon seeding that made her the first Filipino in tennis history to earn a Grand Slam seed. But the numbers tell a story that is even more staggering, a rise of more than 7 ranking spots in a single month, from world number 35 to world number 28, a leap that left analysts scrambling for explanations, the WTA in a state of shock, and fans around the world asking the same question: how is this possible? The answer lies in the grass court revolution that began in Birmingham and blazed through Berlin. A 125 WTA title, a 500 semifinal, victories over 2 top 10 players, 9 wins in her last 10 grass court matches, a 9-3 record on grass for the season, and the strategic brilliance to defend her points from Eastbourne while earning new ones. The math was simple. Eala had earned her ranking. She had fought for every single point, and in the process, she had climbed 5 spots to world number 30. Then, when world number 9 Victoria Mako withdrew from Wimbledon due to injury, Eala was pushed up to 29. Another withdrawal pushed her to 28. From number 35 to 28, a 7-spot leap in a single month, a rise that most players take years to achieve. With that ranking came a historic Wimbledon seeding, the first Filipino in tennis history across both the amateur and open eras to be seeded in the singles draw at Wimbledon. A guaranteed purse of £89,000, more than 7.2 million pesos, protection from top 32 players in the first 2 rounds, a place among the elite that no Filipino had ever occupied before. The WTA was stunned, the tennis world was stunned, and Alex Eala was about to step onto center court not as an underdog, but as one of the elite. The grass court revolution was complete. Alex Eala had arrived, and the tennis world would never be the same. Was this the greatest rise in tennis history, or just the beginning of something even more extraordinary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.